Hi Estelle, this is Fabi, and I thought that it would probably be helpful for me to go ahead and try to make a little video for you so that you could see how it was that I fixed your angel. My question to you in the email was what software you were using, and I was happy to hear that you're using Digitizer MBX version 5 because that's also what I have. And I do have my program open, and the first thing that I want to show you in this program is that whenever you have purchased a design, and especially when you have discovered later that it's something that is going to need a little bit of work on so that you can use it in a way that you're going to be happy with your end result. So basically editing a stitch file, which is a purchase design, and in this case it was a Jeff file for our Janome sewing machines. Up on your top toolbar, you have a place up here called the software settings. And when you click on it, under here, this embroidery setting, you want to take a look at. And you always want to make sure when you're doing something like what I'm going to show you now, you want this, recognize the stitch file. You would want to have this leave stitches as individual stitches selected. Because what that's going to do is it's going to leave the design exactly like the digitizer sold it to you. It's not going to try to convert those stitches into object shapes. And in this situation, I think that because of the stitch properties of that particular angel that I worked on for you this morning, this is going to be your best bet, is to leave the stitches as individual stitches. So make sure that you've done that before you try to open the design and say okay, and then go ahead and open up your design. So it's under wherever you have selected to save your designs at on your computer. It may be very different from what mine is because I've got a different kind of a system running on mine. So I have mine filed under Angels, Freestanding Angels and Sonia. This is the one you sent me this morning. And this is the design exactly like you gave it to me this morning. All right, so I'm opening it up. And it should take just a couple of seconds for it to pop into the design field. Oh, isn't that interesting? It changed the hoop into some strange hoop that I've never seen before. That's odd. Anyway, I'm going to put my square 14. Oh, maybe I'll keep it at my RE 18. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and do a Control A, which means I am selecting the entire design. And I'm actually going to come to the layout button and auto center it to the work area. And I've just hit my enter button to make sure that this is centered in the hoop. So what we've got on the screen is your angel just like you sent it to me this morning. Over on the right-hand side under the resequence bar are the parts of this angel, and you're going to see that probably part number 1 was, I'm not even sure what that is. I'm going to change the color of it just to see it. Oh, that's the hanging loop. The green was the green dress. The gold is the section of the design that you wanted me to work on for you, and what we wanted to do was actually to eliminate this section of the gold skirt on that skirt. Those were the angel wings. That looks like the sleeves and the hair of the angel. That's the golden bird, and here's the 2020 for the year. So the section of the design that we want to work on is this yellow section right in here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to select all the other parts of the design except for that yellow part. And what I'm going to do is then right click and I'm going to say lock. So what that's done is it is keeping all of those sections of the design locked down on the screen so that they can't accidentally be moved or altered in any way. And the reason that I did that is because the only part of the design I want to work on is that yellow section. All right. And the reason why also is because the method that I'm going to show you for getting rid of those extra stitches is maybe a little bit unusual from how you may have all tried to alter or edit designs in the past. So I'm going to select that yellow section, and because I do not have my True View turned on, it is actually highlighted in hot pink. What I'm also going to do, I think, is I'm going to select this. I'm going to do a right. Actually, I'm not going to. I was thinking that I was going to right click here and I was going to hide everything, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Anyway, what I want to do is select this yellow, And the part of the design that I'm going to cut out, because this is what you wanted this entire section that was behind the wings and underneath the yellow lettering to actually be removed. It's really simple how you're going to do this. I have selected it so it's bright pink. I'm going to select my reshape button. And these are all of the different stitch points of this design. Everything you see here, all right? So what I can do now is I can drag with my right mouse button held down. I can just drag a box around all of this section that I want to get rid of these stitches. So right now I'm not being too precise about it. And then I let go of the mouse button. They've turned this bright purple color and I can hit my delete button on my keyboard and those stitches are gone. I can come back in and I can do smaller sections of these stitches, all right, just to try to get it a little bit more fine-tuned. Those ones have been selected and I'm deleting them. And that's just what you would need to do. You just need to continue to come on in here and either drag a box around the ones you want to get rid of, like that. Or another way that you can do this is that you can use this. I'm going to just do a few more here. Actually, I won't. Under the select button, if you hit this little arrow that's right next to it and use the Polygon Select, what that does is that it will also allow us to kind of just draw a little shape around whatever it is that we want to get rid of. So let's just say I'm going to get rid of some stuff here that I'm not going to save it because I don't want it to hurt anything. But see, I could draw whatever kind of a shape I wanted using that Polygon Select button. Okay, so that's how that would work, and it would work in this situation also. So right now I'm just going to come back to the regular select object. We're still in this section here. I think as I zoom in on this a little bit more, I actually kind of like what I see because in the background, you can still kind of see all of the white of the angel wings. All right, and the thing that I want to do next though is I want to make sure that there aren't any long jump stitches in here. And again, what I can do is just keep that reshape button selected and zoom in on these stitch points, okay? And you can just grab them and you can move them like you want to move them, however you want to move them. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that, you know, this design is going to travel from one place to another in a fairly good way. Okay, so all of these are going to get covered up later on by these angel wings that you can probably barely see that white behind there. And that's what you can do. So just drag those stitch points around a little bit just to get them, you know, your stitch pattern to connect well. And I'm just moving a few of them just to make sure that the design travels good. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now. And what I'm doing is I'm just using my mouse button to zoom out. And I'm going to hit the escape key on my keyboard. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to change the colors of some of these things. How about if I change this gold into a really bright red? And how about if I unlock all this? So unlock all. Let's look at this in true view. All right, so now you can see how I deleted all of those stitches that you didn't want anymore. Okay, and anyway, that's how you do that. It's not difficult. It doesn't take very much time, and I'm sure that you're going to be capable of doing that. So I would just like to encourage you to practice on your skills using your digitizing program. You know, I don't mind doing altering for you, but I also would like for you to gain some experience because you will just be amazed at the things that you're going to be able to do with your software program. Okay, Estelle, I hope that that was helpful. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you're doing well. Bye for now.